with that, we bring in Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan, the top Republican on the House Judiciary Committee. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you for being here today. So this is kind of interesting. There's something that we just got a report of that happened in the courtroom. The prosecutors told the jury that when Michael Sussmann met with James Baker, the FBI general counsel, Sussmann gave over 2 thumb drives. Then it was handed to Agent Scott Hellman, who looked at what was on the thumb drives, and he said, "We did not agree with the conclusion about any connection between the Trump organization and Russia." He said whoever had written that paper had jumped to some conclusions that were not supported in the data. The methodology was questionable to me. He also says the conclusion, why would a candidate put their own name in a supposedly secret domain name? Your thoughts on that?
No. So the agent knew from the get-go this was baloney. I mean, again, I think the key takeaway here, Martha, is this was the October surprise. This was going to be the final deal that sealed it for Secretary Clinton in the 2016 election. You had Steele and others who make it all up. You had Glenn Simpson, who goes and peddles it to the press. You had Michael Sussmann, who takes it to the FBI. And the Clinton campaign was financing it all. So we sort of all knew that. But this is new, where the agent that day, when Sussmann hands over the thumb drive to not just anyone at the FBI. I always point out the chief counsel of the FBI, Jim Baker, the agent, the guy who does the day-to-day work, knew this was baloney from the get-go. One of the key questions I have is, who told Sussmann to go to the FBI? Who told him to do that? Did he just do it out of the goodness of his heart? So, was it Robbie Mook? Was it Hillary Clinton? Was it John Podesta? Who from the campaigns? Was it Mark Elias? Did Mark Elias say go to the FBI? And did they also tell him, and don't tell him who you're working for? I think that's an important question the country deserves an answer to.
It's an important question. Whether or not we'll get the answer to that question at this point, we don't know, but we do know that some of the emails that Durham requested that were back and forth between Elias and others may possibly contain some of that information. We don't know. But here's another interesting thing that came out in the courtroom today. It showed the evidence chain of these thumb drives. And the first name on the document was James Baker, who you just discussed. Another name on the document was Peter Strzok, who evidently also briefly had custody of these thumb drives. So it sounds like the agent who said there's nothing here, why would Trump put his own name on this secret domain, maybe became out of the loop. Peter Strzok stayed in the loop. Sussmann stayed in the loop, and so did James Baker.
Yeah, I mean, the names we've all heard of now for the last 5 years. Earlier, the reporter said that this was a scheme that largely succeeded. I would say it didn't succeed, obviously, in the election because President Trump won, and thank goodness for that. But I would say, and that's obviously important, but everything else, it was not, it totally succeeded in everything else, because think of what they put us through, including Peter Strzok, Andy McCabe, Jim Baker, all these people. Think of what they put the country through. $30 million, 19 lawyers, 40 FBI agents, the Mueller investigation that just consumed the nation for the first 2.5 years of President Trump's presidency. That is a harmful thing to the country, and that's why it's so important that Mr. Durham hold the people who put this on the country, why he holds them accountable. But yeah, I'm not surprised that it's Peter Strzok and these same people. Remember, one of the things they told us, Comey told us this as well during depositions, that this was a headquarters special. They ran it all out of D.C., out of the central office at the FBI, and that's not supposed to be how these investigations are done.
You know, I mean, I think a lot of people obviously will watch to see the outcome of this and whether or not it actually leads to anything else, whether this is a tip of an iceberg or whether this is just a situation where he may be found potentially guilty of not telling the truth to the FBI. But when you go back to where the original information generated, you get into this tech executive number one, where they were looking to establish internet data, looking at phone numbers, not names, but phone numbers, that would establish an inference and narrative tying then-candidate Trump to Russia. And they were doing this to impress VIPs, individuals at Law Firm One and the Clinton campaign. Quick thought before we go.
Remember what Sussmann has said, what Durham has said. He said this was user-generated, which is a fancy way of saying it was all made up. It was made to look like something that it wasn't. That's this whole thing. Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, Andy McCabe, Jim Comey, Michael Sussmann, Sussmann. Who knows if Mark Elias is involved? But this was all user-generated, all created, designed to look like it was something real, when in fact it was complete garbage. And there were many of us who suspected this 5 years ago.
Stick with me for a moment, Congressman. We just have some brand new sound in from Nancy Pelosi with regard to this baby formula situation that's going on in the country where parents can't find it. Here's what she said.
When it comes to babies, it's the here and now and in this moment. I think that when all of this is done, I'm not associating my colleagues with what I'm going to say right now, I'm just saying it myself. I think there might be a need for indictment.
What do you think?
Typical Democrats, they're going to blame someone besides themselves. There is not one single thing the Joe Biden administration and the Democrats in control of the entire Congress, not one thing that's went well for them. Everything is a mess. And of course, they always blame someone else. So look, let's hope we can get this problem solved. But I remember just not too long ago when you didn't have 41-year high inflation, when you didn't have the crime we see in the streets, you didn't have $4.50 gas, and you could actually get access to baby formula. It was only about 20 months ago we had all that. The American people understand what's going on.
Yeah, we all took it for granted that you'd be able to get baby formula. Didn't seem like anything you'd have to worry about in this country. Congressman Jordan, thank you. Good to see you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.